You're in the Business Insurance Zone with me, Steve Savant, national financial columnist and color commentator. Today on The Biz, the Marketing Campaign Series. Start the new year out right with marketing campaign specialist and international speaker Anthony Morris, right here on the Business Insurance Zone.
When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.
Well, welcome everyone to the Business Insurance Zone. I'm Steve Savant, your host, and we're broadcasting live to a nationwide audience of financial advisors right here in Fountain Hills, Arizona, home of America's largest fountain. And with me, day 4, marketing campaign strategist extraordinaire, Anthony Morris. Hey,
nice
Anthony.
To be here again.
Well, I got to tell you, if you've missed any of Anthony's previous shows, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you need to go back out to our site, www.brokersalliance.com, and as soon as you come to our site, I want you to hit that on-demand red button, and it'll put you right into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday show so you can see what we've been talking about. We have 10 blockbuster segments all this week on marketing campaigns. Ideas that you can use and that are proven to help expand your practice and really, think about it, build out your business. Today we're talking about, in our first segment, we're talking about open and own professional development days. I was like, what was that? When I first read this, I have to tell you, I was like, I had to read your blog on it so I could understand it because I was a little like pushed off to the side. I was thinking about something totally different. Talk a little bit about own professional development days.
Well, Steve, if our viewers today sit down and draw up a list of all of their doctor, dentist, chiropractor, orthodontist, orthopedic surgeon, neurosurgeon, chiropractor, architect, accountant, attorney clients, these professionals, these fellow professionals get together once a quarter, twice a year in what they would call a mastermind or a study group for a professional development day to collect something called CE credits to keep something called a license. Sounds familiar to us in this business. So you have 30 or 25 dentists getting together at the local hotel for a day of learning, studying gums and teeth or the latest surgical procedures or whatever it may be. What a fabulous opportunity to sponsor such a professional development day, buying your way in if necessary, and for that 30 or 35-minute presentation, which you do over their working lunch, you can pick up 4, 5, or 6 brand new clients. But what you say and what you do during that working lunch is absolutely key, which is why, Steve, so much of my work is spent creating the slides and the words and the scripts for advisors to use when embracing such a group.
How important, and I mean, of course I'm saying this is so self-serving, but how important is it to be really using the correct language, the really what I would call target marketing linguistics? When you talk about wordsmithing like you are, how important is this?
Well, I think it's everything. You know, if you're sitting with a group of 25 dentists at their lunch of their professional development day, they've heard about mutual funds, they've heard about 401ks, they've heard about, the European debt crisis and everything else. But have they heard about bringing meaning to their money? Have they heard about the financial cost of their parents outliving their financial plan? Have they heard about their kids' critical illness potentially collapsing their own retirement plans? Have they heard about the need to have an expanded family meeting to ensure that there's harmony instead of disunity in terms of their parents' estates when it drops to their generation? These are all key issues, together with some of the fiduciary and moral conversations we should be having that maybe they've been let down by fellow professionals, accountants and attorneys who have left behind shareholder and partnership agreements that are actuarially deficient or like a Swiss cheese and allow them to sign their life away financially at the bank and dig a hole in their family balance sheet. It's these words that intrigue them when we address them in groups.
It's really changing how we engage prospects and clients, and especially when we're talking about the professional market here in this segment, and talking and sponsoring their continuing ed. I didn't even cross my mind on that. That's brand new to me. I mean, we do it. We have CE to do. All these other professions have the same thing. And are they okay with people like us sponsoring their events?
If you're delivering some value and you're delivering to each one of those participants what we call a financial resources pack. So, for example, our coaching attendees use the Ultimate Gift movie, which talks to values trusts. They use Lynn Butler's book, Estate Planning Through Family Meetings Without Breaking Up the Family. They use a beautifully packaged sample of a last and final letter, which is a letter saying goodbye to your family. It's not a will. It's a letter that says, honey, now that I've passed, here's how to put yourself together financially. They're using special reports where you have many of these third-party impartial groups in the United States who are producing the science and math about where we're going to financially. They're putting in that financial resources pack a sample of a documented financial plan. So if you can imagine this pack of value-added tools which you need for your own financial planning, that gets given to each one of the dentists at the PD day. So you're not just going there to take, you're actually going there to give value-added information and tools which they need.
Now, is this readily available, these tools, these packages?
Well, certainly the contents on our online store and our website are provided, but in addition to that, we guide folks through what they'd need to put in their own financial resources pack to give to that participant or attendee.
So if you write me at thebiz@brokersalliance.com and say, I want to have Anthony's website, his address for his store, online store, we'll take care of all that for you and happy to send it to you. Before we close out the segment, I'm thinking about which group would I go first if I'm trying this for the first time? Any insight on that?
I would say doctors and dentists as a group, because we know that the dentists, as long as they're not drilling or filling, they're not making a living. And their goal really is to get to a point that they have enough wealth that they can afford to go into semi-retirement, take that extra day a week off in their practice. And so they tend to be higher wealth people who are always too busy to spend enough time with their advisor, and they have many, many holes in their financial direction.
And so you would say that's your first contact as far as professionals. Well, when we think about going to the professional market, physicians, tough nut to crack, everybody thinks. Dentists, hard to get into. But maybe sponsoring their professional day, their CE day, and coming with a value-added package that Anthony talked about. And this is all on his site. Again, you want to get this, you want to be part of his team. This is great for your practice. If you're independent, this is a kind of partnership and arrangement and alliance that you need to employ. When we come back from the break, we're going to keep talking with Anthony Morris right here on our show about some of his marketing campaigns that can change your practice, build out your business, and don't forget to enroll in IULUniversity.com for the best education, sales support when it comes to life insurance for retirement income.
You're listening to the insurance industry's #1 resource for products, planning ideas, carrier information, and interviews you can use. When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.
Did you know the average 401k runs out of money just 7 to 8 years into retirement? Time Magazine, the Wall Street Journal, and many other publications have warned of the difficulty of saving with a 401k. But what if there was a way to create tax-free lifetime retirement income with no stock market risk? Good news, there is.
Living in fear of the next market dive is not the way I want to live my life.
Why would I go out there and take on risk when I don't need to?
I have a lot less stress knowing I can't lose any more of my retirement savings in the stock market.
Call now to receive your free, no-obligation analysis of what this retirement vehicle could do for you, a comparison to your current retirement plan, and a free video that explains this exciting opportunity. Start planning a retirement you can enjoy instead of worrying about future tax increases and stock market losses. Creating income that will last your entire life is the most important thing you'll ever do. Take control of your future. Call now for your free analysis, comparison, and video.
Well, welcome back to the Business Insurance Zone. I'm Steve Savant, and this is Anthony Morris, and we're talking about marketing campaigns that can actually build your business and expand your practice. And remember, on today, we're giving away at brokersalliance.com, actually the biz at brokersalliance.com, Conversations for Cash, Anthony's online ebook. Just write me, I'll send it to you. And Anthony has 52 sales ideas. They're about 2-minute video vignettes. We're going to give away 5 of those vignettes for you. And again, just write me at thebiz at brokersalliance.com. And because we're talking about things that are touching estate and so forth, remember, you always need to consult your tax advisor and attorney, or if you're FINRA licensed, your broker-dealer compliance department before moving forward with anything that we talk about on the show. Now, we've been talking about so many ideas, and this is segment number 8. Again, if you're just coming into the show today, you've missed 3 shows, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and there's 2 segments each. By the time we're done with this week, we're going to have 10 campaigns we've been talking about. This is the eighth one, and it's I love this one because anytime you get a question in here, I love it. The Why Us Workshop, Keys to Your Uniqueness. Now, everybody's looking for distinctiveness. I have to say, I as well. I'm trying to find it all the time. You define it, and I think, in a paradigm-shifting manner that I have to say is a bit new to me, and I don't know if it's just because your roots are South African. You really look at things differently than I do, and that's why I want you on the show. You're unique. The very thing we're talking about. Talk about this.
Well, thank you, Steve. You know, so much of what we do as advisors is the same. Life insurance and investments have become a commodity. So I encourage our coaching attendees and your viewers to sit down and draw up a list of 4 or 5 things that you do for your clients. So you send your clients birthday cards. Are birthday cards unique? Well, they were unique in 1970. They're not unique today. Now we have whole companies that are built that'll send out your birthday cards on your behalf. So I've always been a strong believer, being a bit of an elitist in my thinking when it comes to marketing strategies, that not all clients are the same. You know, Richard Koch wrote a book called The 80-20 Principle. You don't have to read the whole book, you just have to read 20% of the book to get 80% of the message. But the reality is, when you read Richard Koch's book, you take a look at your top 50 clients as being the most important future growth point in terms of your own future cash flow and the people that you can help. Those clients who have larger needs and larger problems. So instead of sending birthday cards out to all 500 of your clients, go and send a customized birthday cake. And you can check out atouchofcake.com, which is our Cambridge, Ontario in Canada local supplier. They do not deliver to your local neighborhood, but you can see the kind of custom cakes that I'm talking about. So Steve, I would take an interest of yours, which might be fishing, it might be hunting, it might be your favorite baseball or NHL team, and 48 hours before your birthday, I would have delivered to your office a large custom cake with a little Tupperware insert with 20 of my business cards, a box of Starbucks coffee and 15 cups, delivered at 10 a.m. in the morning to your office 48 hours before your birthday, with your 48 hour before your, or 2 day before your birthday card from me. Shuts your office down. Everybody takes a picture of the cake to put on Facebook. Everybody wants to know who delivered Steve's birthday cake, and guess who's being spoken about? Me. And I'm competing with the other advisors who are looking after your colleagues in your office, who, if your colleagues are lucky, received a calendar from the advisor in July, because the calendars are cheaper in July.
So now I'm like, okay, so I'm trading in my birthday cards from Hallmark. That's what I basically heard here. And I'm talking about, and of course you just crossed into Steve Savant's wheelhouse, cuisine. Anything, food I'm into. So we're delivering that. You've seen this as having a major impact, not only on existing clientele for getting a good retention kind of an idea, but really from a prospecting, could I use this as a kind of a front end? Maybe I met the person once in a social gathering and I heard about his birthday and I said, would this be helpful actually in touching a new one, a first contact idea?
Well, absolutely. You look at the total cost of the cake and the box of Starbucks coffee as being maybe $50 or $65. We're in a business where we can generate thousands of dollars in fees and commissions from one single new client. I have one coaching client in Toronto delivered a custom cake to his current client 48 hours before the client's birthday, gets a call from the vice president of that company that says, I've never heard of a financial advisor who delivers birthday cake and coffee to his clients. I'm retiring, taking early retirement in 3 months' time, and I have $1 million I need managed. Would you come and see me? And it's that kind of thing that actually starts happening when you look to be unique and different to the other advisor.
Well, one thing, I love this line in one of your blogs. You talk about how to commit up to this thing called the Sizzle Factor. Talk a little bit about that, because this is part of this.
Well, I believe that we're selling an experience, and the policies and the products and the funds come along for the ride. So, for example, if a client is visiting your office, how hard is it for your assistant or your receptionist to find out what that client is driving? And when the client leaves, there's a handwritten thank you card on the windshield of their car in a cellophane bag if it's raining or snowing that says, thanks for considering the services and solutions at ABC Financial. Please drive safe. It's rainy or wet out there. And we look forward to taking the next steps in delivering harmony, focus, and control to your financial direction. My thesis is, Steve, that they'll talk about that handwritten thank you card that they found on the windshield of their car at the neighborhood barbecue long after they'll say, you should have seen this mutual fund that Steve Savant brought to me.
Well, there's the difference. That's what we're looking for. Distinctive tactical issues that support the sales strategies that we're already involved in. And it's not about product, it's about relational issues and remembrance. These are the tactics that can help you think that you want your client thinking about you. And for a first contact piece, which I love this, that's a huge issue, and client retention, because ultimately we do live on referrals. And if my client's getting a cake or we're putting something on their windshield, that's huge.
It can come down to as simply as picking up a bunch of flowers for mom when you're going to visit that client at their home for the first time, okay? When was the last time her husband gave her flowers? And saying, thank you, Mrs. Jones, for having ABC Financial in your home. We sure appreciate the opportunity to exchange some ideas with you. Anything that differentiates you in terms of experience.
I'm into differentiation and distinction. And you can watch our show of distinction all this week with Anthony Morris right on our Red On Demand video button right on our homepage at brokersalliance.com. That's the Buzz on the Biz for today. Get in the zone, the business insurance zone.
You're listening to the insurance industry's #1 resource for products, planning ideas, carrier information, and interviews you can use. When it comes to life insurance, annuities, long-term care, disability, or group pension plans, we're the news you can use.